I'm going to do a reading from Flower and Garden magazine dated February 1972. And this is on the gentian, the flower named for a king, Gentian, by Geraldine Nicholson. A great plague was raging in Hungary. People were dying like flies, and no one could save them. Whole villages were wiped out in a single night, for there was no escape from the invisible killer. At last, in desperation, King Ladislas flung himself on his knees and entreated God to come to the aid of his stricken people. When he rose to his feet, he felt that his prayer had been answered. Picking up his bow and arrows, he went out to the garden with all of his noblemen following after. When he shot an arrow into the air, they rushed to search for it. Had it vanished completely? It certainly seemed so until suddenly a young knight cried out. When the others came running to the spot, he pointed to the arrow. It had lodged in the stem of a gentian. With this heavenly assurance of a cure, doctors mixed the bitter root with wine and gave it to their patients. Every one of them recovered, and the plague was miraculously ended. Naturally, this bright blue flower with the fringed petals became the national flower of Hungary, but it was named for a much earlier king, Gentius, who lived in Illyria in 180 BC. This is the country Shakespeare chose for his play, The Tempest. Gentian root is still used as a medicine in Austria, formerly Hungary, and Switzerland, and it is especially recommended for aiding digestion and, quote, relieving the fatigue of travel, end of quote. Although gentians grow wild almost everywhere in America, they are hard to cultivate. Emily Dickinson's little poem would make it appear that the gentian doesn't have a very high opinion of itself. Quote, God made a little gentian. It tried to be a rose and failed, and all the summer laughed. End of quote.